Good evening to the graduating class of 2023 and my heartiest congratulations. Parents, faculty, teachers, our very young, popular, dynamic Dean Varun Nagaraj, and last but not the least, our chief guest, Mr. Amit Chandra. I have a very pleasant task to perform this evening. That is to introduce our chief guest, our keynote speaker for the day. We go back a long way. Since the time Amit was a young graduate at VJTI, he still looks young. As far as my memory goes, he joined HDFC Limited as his first job after doing engineering. At that time, I'm not sure whether he was uncertain about the future of HDFC or he was unimpressed with my management style. But after a very brief stint with us at HDFC, he joined DSP Merrill Lynch. Not many people know that the rule in DSP Merrill Lynch at that time was they had a strict rule only hiring graduates from IIT and IIM ABC. Amit was an exception to both the rules. And I hope he will tell us whether the rule was dropped after he was hired. He spent most of his professional career there and not just survived, but also did exceptionally well. He won the hearts of not only his bosses, but also his clients and colleagues due to his talent, due to his intelligence, and due to his extremely pleasant personality. I believe he found his true calling at DSP Merrill Lynch when he became a hotshot investment banker with a significant bank balance. He stepped down as a MD and a board member in 2007 and went on to pursue MBA from Boston College, where he was recognized as the school's distinguished alumni. All of us see Amit dress rather simply these days. But at DSP Merrill Lynch, he was known for his stylish suits. Rumor has it that he and his chairman, Mr. Kothari, another sharp dresser, bought their suits together from Bond Street, London. Today, his friends continue to wonder on what has caused this dramatic turn in Amit's workwear. He has a well-known brother-in-law in Boston, Nitin Noria, who was the dean of the Harvard Business School until 2020. I'm not sure whether Amit learned his management lessons from his brother-in-law Nitin, or whether he was one of the guys that gave Gyan to Nitin. But for several years, he spent his annual summer vacation in Boston with his brother-in-law. This is a lesson in family management that Amit could perhaps elaborate for the class of 2023. Amit then moved on to start the Mumbai office of Bain Capital and is presently chairperson of Bain Capital India and a part of the Asian leadership team. Behind every successful man is a committed and motivated woman. In Amit's case, his wife Archana and daughter Anika have been the silent forces behind his success. His bent towards philanthropy by approaching it in a strategic manner have made him go-to the man for many large foundations and many large NGOs and trusts. He has been on the boards of Tata Trust, Give India, Akanksha Foundation, a founder trustee of Ashoka University, on the advisory board of Bridgespan India and other large corporations. He's also working closely with the government and Niti Aayog on many development initiatives for India. Amit and his wife Archana co-founded the A.T.E. Chandra Foundation, which focuses on capacity building for the social sector, rural transformation through water security and natural farming, and women empowerment. All three very, very laudable objects and the need in India. At a young age, they were featured in the 2016 list of Forbes Asia's Heroes of Philanthropy. With his ever smiling and pleasant personality, it is heartening to note that young leaders like Amit have taken a decision early on in life to earn with two hands and distribute with 1,000. I wish Archana and him many more years of giving back to society. And I'd like to end by saying he really follows the principle of first 20 years in your life you learn, the next 20 years of your life you earn, and the last 20 years of your life you return. So thank you, Amit, for accepting our invitation. I hand over to Amit after the prize distribution for his keynote address. Thank you.
My Guru Deepak Parekh ji, Dr. Varun Nagraj, dear graduating students, their family members, and faculty and staff, namaste. Before I actually start my speech, I do want to let Deepak Parekh ji in on a little secret. I never had a full-time job offer from HDFC. In fact, I was working at HDFC as an intern to support my engineering education. And so my first full-time job offer was actually DSP. Friends, I belong to a modest middle-class family. I was born in a small town in Maharashtra. I did not go to a IIT or a top B school, as Deepak Bhai pointed out. In fact, unlike the people who I just gave out medals to, I was not a class topper. I didn't have any medals. When I started my career for the first 3 years, my wife and I stayed in a single room as paying guests because we couldn't afford to rent a house in the city. However, I'm standing here before you today as your convocation speaker. And for that privilege, I would like to sincerely thank this institute. I would like to say that, also say that for those of you who, like me, felt anxious on your graduation day, please be a little confident in realizing the power of your dreams and of achieving your true potential if you simply apply some principles that I shall talk about today. Before I go any further, I would like to acknowledge, as Dean Varun did, that today marks the culmination of a long period of hard work, of dedication, of sacrifice by a lot of people, families, the faculty and staff, and of course, of all of you students. Therefore, I would like to once again, like all of you, to join me in applauding the contribution of everyone who has got you to this finish line. Now, friends, we have all seen the incredible global success of the movie RRR. I will actually double down on that masala and give you my own recipe for your success via what I call 6 R's. For that, I will draw from my own journey and that of people I actually admire. The first R is reason. To achieve greatness, it is important for us to have clarity on our sense of purpose. Yash, can you just put a slide up? Having some social consciousness woven into it makes it far more satisfying. Jamshedji Tata, who was an icon of mine, I was privileged to be a custodian of his wealth, was perhaps the greatest entrepreneur of all times. He was a preacher's son, and in an era when British actively worked to deny all of us Indians the opportunity to build enterprises, he very purposefully went about laying the foundations of iconic businesses like Tata Steel, Indian Hotels, Tata Power, a leading textile company, and the Indian Institute of Science. He deeply believed that the community is the very purpose for the existence of business and actually designed enterprises to reflect that philosophy. Be it the radical changes in how his textile company engaged workers or the way Tata Steel actually integrated communities in Jamshedpur around it. He was also a global pioneer in ensuring the wealth created from his work went back to serve society via the Tata Trust structure. Almost 3 decades ago, I had the privilege to meet Dr. M.L. Shrikant. His ethos for this august institution and what he wanted to see students imbibe was actually consistent with Jamshedji Tata's philosophy. Friends, as you begin your journey, please think about what your reason is to seek greatness and remind yourself about it from time to time. I remember fortunately having this clarity when I got started, that I wanted to run and build an industry-leading organization before I was 40, but importantly, meaningfully impact society along the way. My second R is resolute or perseverance. We massively overrate the role that luck plays in success, and I'm convinced that it is the most underrated success trait is actually perseverance. And actually, luck favors those who practice it. To make my point, I will actually give you an example not from the world of business, but from the media world. Amitabh Bachchan, a household name, had the first R, a deep sense of purpose to be a successful actor. On his graduation, his father approached Prithviraj Kapoor to see if there was an opening for him in Prithvi Theatres, not very far away from here, but without any luck. After some false starts, he finally got a break in movies. But by the time he was 30, he had the reputation for being a flop actor. 85% of his movies were flops. He persevered, and in 1973, he got a movie that pretty much everyone else rejected, Prakash Mehra's Zanjeer. The rest is history, and what followed was 2 decades of stardom that's even unmatched today. However, a major setback came as he was forced to take a sabbatical because of a near-death accident. To make matters worse, when he came back in 1996, he disastrously forayed into the corporate media world by setting up a company called ABCL. This wiped out his entire life savings and pushed him to bankruptcy. And in 1999, he even came to getting all his assets, including his house, auctioned. He again persevered. And the turning point was when the Murdochs offered him to host Kaun Banega Crorepati in 2000. In the phase after that, which is the last 23 years, his earnings and fame have outstripped those in the prior period. So friends, what's the lesson? Please remember that success may not come to you early or quickly. In fact, many of you will often be faced with failure. What will matter is your perseverance and your commitment to excellence. You need to remember you will be down, but never be out. The third R is relationships. Now, I personally believe that in life, your probability of success improves materially if you are genuinely relationship-oriented. A person many, including me, consider their guru is on stage, Deepak Bhai, and he epitomizes this. He is reputed for his strategic brilliance in building HDFC into a globally iconic corporation. And not just that, in contributing to the incredible story we know as India today over a 4-decade period. Now, those of us who have seen him from close quarters know how much time he spends in personally nurturing relationships. Be it employees starting from the lowest rung in his organization to anyone powerful who has needed his help or advice, Deepak Bhai's doors have always been open. It has been virtually impossible to pry a valuable employee away from the HDFC group. And people have always admired the power of his incredible network. The credit of this goes to one man. Within the realm of relationships, I would like to pass on also one more piece of advice that my brother-in-law, Nitin Noria, gave me 30 years ago. He told me, we don't get to choose the families that we are born in, but the most important decisions we will make in our lives is the choice of our life partner and close friends. I amply have seen this principle work both positively and negatively, and I would urge all of you to be very thoughtful about these 2 decisions in your life. I personally consider it an incredible blessing to have both the life partner and the close friends that I have around me. My 4th R is righteousness, or the need to have a strong value system. I was in my early 20s when I joined DSP Merrill Lynch, in fact, before it was even called by that name. And my mentor, Hemendra Kothari, who Deepak Bhai mentioned, pulled me into his cabin one day and asked me, what is the most valuable thing you possess? Seeing me perplexed, he quickly answered, it's your sleep. Knowing I was confused, he explained, we work in the world of finance. Temptation will be easy. There will be lots of money at stake, and you could easily take shortcuts for your benefit. You could easily ingratiate yourself thinking there will be no consequences. However, he stressed there will be no shortcuts to success, and the most important thing in life will be for me to be able to sleep well at night with a clean conscience. The first lesson he gave me of many others stayed with me for my life. I had the privilege of being a trustee of Tata Trust and a board member of Tata Sons for some time. Their history has not been without challenges, and even I was a part of a difficult phase. However, they have only emerged from these stronger. Not one large business house created a century ago is standing as a leader in our country. The same is the case with most countries, but the Tata are our exception. The reason I believe they endure is their deeply ingrained value system that sets them apart from everyone else. The fifth R is risk or innovation. I was at the peak of my career in investment banking, running the country's most successful investment bank, when I gave it all up in my late 30s to learn private equity. I knew that I might not be able to replicate my success in this new area. However, I have always believed in life one should focus on learning new things every decade or two. I've really enjoyed learning a new industry in my 40s and 50s and building a leading private equity platform in India, even though I know I'm nowhere close to being as good an investor as I was a banker. I would encourage all of you to think about thoughtful risk-taking as being a part of your life, including bringing innovative and disruptive approaches to doing things. My sixth and final R is returning and receiving. For I believe they are two sides of the same coin. As a follower of Guru Nanak, I believe in the principle of Kirat Kar Tevanchak, which is work hard and honestly, but give back generously to build a better society around us. I strongly believe there is no better way for us to feel more fulfilled as human beings. From the very first month of our marriage, Archana and I decided that we did not agree with the principle of learning, earning, and giving in different phases of our lives. And this should go hand in hand till the time we pass. Nothing other than the love for each other and our child, including our corporate accomplishments, have fulfilled us more than our giving journey. At some point, we took the decision to cap our material needs and start giving away most of what we are blessed with to build institutions and movements that we are passionate about. Since then, we have already donated a multiple of our current savings, but we feel richer than ever. We may have capped our needs, but we have not capped our desire to feel fulfilled. We draw our happiness from experiences, from success of the thousands of students who have graduated from the universities and schools we have seed funded, from the smile on the faces of thousands of children and parents who treated annually at hospitals that we have helped build, from the transformation in the millions of lives of villagers across 5 states in which we do our work with farmers. We have realized that it is not about giving, but it's actually selfishly about receiving. As you start, I would urge that all of you consider 3 simple things. First, don't let society define you or your desires. Second, please invest in experiences because those will stay with you for longer. And third, early in your journey, inculcate a giving habit, be it your time or your money, because this is what will help you feel fulfilled in your life. As I end today, I would like to leave you with a quote from Gandhiji. Because while I have mostly spoken about business leaders, he is someone larger than that, and he has inspired me enormously. He said, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny." Class of 2023, as you step into this world, please reflect on these words of Gandhiji, which are the heart of what I have also said today. May God bless you all. May each of you achieve your full potential and be happy. Thank you.